What happens in your mind and in your body when I say change is coming? What if I say change is coming to you or for you? All right. Do you lean in and say, all right, bring it? Or do you pull back and say, I'd like to ask some questions first, please? I want to know what kind of change, what's it going to change, what's the impact going to be, am I going to like it? All of those questions that come up when we know change is coming. Here's the deal. Change is inevitable. And so the question is, how do we become people who embrace and lean into change so that we can take it where we want to go? Over the next 4 weeks on my blog, I'm going to talk about embracing change. And step one today is about acceptance. How do you get to a place of accepting that change happens? The first thing I'll say to you is that the things in life that bring us the most pleasure and joy, the juicy, fun bits, don't typically walk to your front door and say, could I come in and I'll be here, but don't get up. You don't need to change anything. No, the best loves, the best jobs, the best experiences, the best creative endeavors often come with a stir that messes something else up in your life, right? And so if you don't want to experience those things, I guess try not to have any change. By the way, change is still coming, one way or the other. The other thing about change that's fascinating to me is that habits in our brains form so that the brain can exert less energy towards learning something new. So even bad habits take less energy, and our brain says, awesome, I don't have to try anything new. We'll just use a little less energy to do this thing the same way today as we did it yesterday. The brain uses about 25% of our overall energy that we produce every day. And so it wants to consume that to minimize the consumption of that energy, by forming habits. So the brain will resist change when it comes along and say, I'm sorry, are we in danger here? And it's your job to say, no, brain, we're not in danger. We need something new. We need to change this old habit. We need to build a new habit. We need to do something new. We need to hike in the Andes because we've never done that before, right? Like, great. The brain's like, I'm not sure if it's great. I'm a little nervous, but I'll go with you because, it has to. So, change is inevitable. There is a biological component and a chemical component to how our bodies react to change. Excuse me. So don't get too worried that you're the only person who doesn't deal well with change. Humanity doesn't deal well with change, and yet it's the most inevitable part of being human. So today over on my blog, I talk about some steps that will help you in getting to a place of acceptance of change being inevitable. So my blog is leahfarmer.com, and you can just check out today's blog post. On that blog post, I talk a little bit about how as a little kid I didn't deal well with change, and I share a picture of my frowny face, which, fun fact, looks pretty much like my frowny face now, just younger. So, let's talk about change. Let's normalize talking about change. Let's not shy away from it. Let's not get nervous about it. Let's charge right in and have a conversation about it. So, go to my blog, check it out, and meet me back here next week for the next step in embracing change. I hope you have a lovely week.